Okay.
Most.
So I said name 3 and you gave 5.
I know, but
that's okay.
No, but I know. But
Yo, what is going on? And welcome to another episode of the Urban Pitch Podcast, the beautiful game of life, part of the Believe Network. I'm Ramsey Abushala, editor-in-chief of UrbanPitch.com. Julio Monterosa, Brigitte Flores, co-executive directors of Vibes. What's going on, y'all? How we doing?
What up, man? Real
It's
subtle
Rick out
stuff.
here.
Huh? Subtle? You said subtle?
Yeah.
Well, I know. I just got chastised for coming in way too hot on the intro. So, I'm keeping it cool,
Right.
like
Some chill
low-key, laid
vibes.
back.
I mean, it is chilly outside.
It is chilly outside. It's very cold
brick.
here in Los Angeles.
It's mad brick
It's
outside.
mad brick outside.
And
Excuse me.
relax, and keep it rolling.
We have we get 1 inch of like rain and we don't know how to act in LA.
Exactly.
Yeah, people in LA
And
when it
poor
rains.
the East Coast just had a whole
that whole ice storm.
Yeah.
So they
people are
used to
getting,
it though, so it doesn't matter for them. But like,
Right.
like
Yeah.
people don't know how to drive here when it rains.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
traffic slows down.
Everything,
then-
Nobody moves.
everything floods.
Yeah.
because the streets are not built for rain,
None.
and all the gutters are like they're just like
They're
backed
full of
up.
like the after school kids throwing their trash down the streets. Yeah, man.
They got the
Shout out to LAUSD.
the LAUSD burrito wrappers, like all
the what's it called? Driftwood.
the dairy.
We used to say that out loud.
Yeah.
Driftwood.
Oh my god, dude, those little milk cartons.
Yeah,
is
man, it'd
crazy.
be like
But
that.
lucky though, the little juice boxes sometimes they'll come a little bit frozen, and that would hit. Like,
Slushies.
oh, that was the best.
I see the janitors never really clean the toilet trash. Just have the blow machine and just
Right.
blow all the
That's
trash
right.
away outside the
That's
gate. Let the city deal
And
with
then
it.
all the rappers are like stuck on the gate.
out of school boundaries is not my problem. They're just, that's classic stuff, man.
Man, good
So yeah, shouts to LAUSD. But what's going on with y'all, man? How have y'all been? It's another solo episode. You know, we had a couple of guests, or I guess one guest last week, and what's been new with y'all?
Solo dolo out here. Good, nothing much. I started helping assist a girls soccer team.
Oh yeah, Coach Brigitte's back.
How was the season? 'Cause the
Yes.
season's over, right?
Yeah, the season's over. The season was a little tough, and they made it to playoffs, and we played the first game of playoffs, and I forget how intense it is to be in a situation where it's like you have to win to
Win or
advance to
go
the next.
home.
Yeah. And this is the first time I've experienced it on the sideline as like a coach. And I swear, if someone had a camera, like the amount of times I had to like hold myself back because I almost like cursed, or like there was a moment where I kind of yelled at the ref and I was like, oh my God, I didn't mean to. But like I was just, dude, the game was insane. Unfortunately, we lost, but they made it all the way into overtime. I feel like the refs were really against us in this one.
Of course.
But you know what? They played a beautiful game. Shout out to the other team.
Is this the same charter school you were at
Yeah,
before? Nice.
yeah. It just overall, it reminded me of like how beautiful the game is, man. And I enjoyed every minute of it. It was stressful as heck, but it was good. It was fun.
Bridget out here getting Mourinho vibes as a coach.
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
That's
we'll,
Bum.
yeah,
There's no way.
we'll talk more Mourinho in a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Not that kind of energy.
Coaching is crazy because especially at the end of the season, I don't know how many seniors you had on the team, but it's like their soccer careers for the most part
Most of them
are
are
over.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
to me, that was the hardest part. Like when I was coaching, it's like the last game, the season's over, and then like you see all the kids like all sad, and that would
They were crying. Everybody was crying. I didn't know what to say. Like, I didn't want to cry, but I felt the tears coming because I have to like lead by example. But we were obviously open to like having the conversation and letting them know like it's hard to win and it's hard to lose. And like, unfortunately, that was like the way that things played out for them. But they played a hell of a game. We had a few seniors, and obviously it's a tough loss for them more than anything. But everyone played their hearts out. It's insane, like how you really feel like you want to get in there and do something for them, and you really can't. You just got to sit back and watch them do the work.
Yeah, the
it's
classic
insane.
coach line is like, I can only do so much. I can't play the game for you,
Yeah, literally that part.
Yeah.
I would suck as a coach because not like I think I'll be good with the players, but like if the ref pisses me off, I'm not Bridget. I'm not calming myself down.
Right.
Like I was coaching like years back. I was coaching a AYSO under 17 under 7
Under
team.
7.
Yeah, under
and you're
7.
getting mad at the ref.
Dude, the ref.
U7s.
I used to tell the ref. I don't know why this was my line. Like, we all make mistakes. Get it together. But like, I thought that made a difference. But that was me just like not going off and cursing the ref out.
Right.
Saying something.
That was
Yeah.
you being
That was him
tamed.
holding back.
Like, we all make mistakes. Get it together.
Yeah, that's funny.
Hey, but he was a coach. You coached me and Jess.
Yeah.
So that was
Oh
cool.
yeah, Coach Julio was out here. I saw that.
Yeah, they suck, yo.
Oh.
All right,
Release
come
the-
on.
Hashtag release the files.
Yeah, we'll release the files.
According to
Hashtag
him.
release the files. They
Look,
they edited to make me lose.
He was such a good coach that we beat him in the crossbar challenge.
That's crazy.
So
Well,
he said he
kudos
wants
to you, Coach.
redemption
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah,
So we'll do
we
a little
gotta get the
2v2.
redemption in.
Yeah, we'll
Jess is it's a working progress, super working progress. Type of player that you gotta give extra love to.
yeah.
Like you, that's
project.
that's a player you gotta micromanage in the field.
Yeah.
Hey, but she's all in it.
Yeah,
though.
she's all in it.
You gotta
She gives
commend
her all.
that. You gotta commend that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So high school season ending, MLS season starting.
Yep.
Opening weekend coming up. We're LAFC's playing the Coliseum, Miami. Huge game. Galaxy opens up on Sunday, but with the start of the new season comes the brand new kits. So
Yes, sir.
we haven't talked about the MLS jerseys yet. They've been out for maybe a week now, going on 2 weeks by the time this is out. So we haven't had a chance. We did a story on the site. Luke Taylor, shouts to Luke in the UK, killing it. Did a
Wait,
review of all 30 MLS kits.
A guy from the UK made
Yeah.
a review of all 32 MLS teams here.
Yeah. I
Love
mean,
it. Love
we do
it.
it.
Love it.
We do it.
We're
for
worldwide.
them.
Worldwide. No, the reason I
worldwide.
love it because usually the people in our comments is people from the UK. And you're like,
Right. Yeah,
look
yeah,
at the look at these idiots talk about football.
And so what I thought was interesting was his, he's very much into like style and design
Yeah.
and jerseys. He does a lot of stuff. He has his own website, the Culture Division. Check that out as well. But he's very on point with the way he has a certain style that he likes, right?
Yeah.
He likes the Kappa, like Italy,
Oof.
like very tailored fit
Yeah.
with the simple designs and maybe
Yeah.
like the details. So all the jerseys that look like that, he reviewed well. And then all of the kind of like wild MLS zany stuff, he did not review quite well, and a lot of MLS fans were upset about that. And so I thought it was funny.
like, the thing
It
is-
was great that the MLS fans in the comments were like, what are you talking about? The Revolution kit was great, or the Galaxy kit was great. So I thought it was cool that there's a little bit of both in MLS, where you have the more traditional kit design versus the kind of like out there, wacky stuff.
No, but like it's great that a person that is not a MLS fan, or a person that has any ties to any teams here in MLS can like objectively, I can't even speak right now, but like can just
Objectively.
objectively just rate the jerseys because I saw Eli's videos in the jerseys. He gave the Galaxy a S tier. I'm like, dude, come
Right.
on now, let's get it together.
Yeah.
It's mid at best, but yes, but like just having somebody like
Like
with
an
that
outside perspective.
outside
Yeah.
perspective
Yeah.
is just great.
I don't know if he has an MLS team. I don't know if he follows MLS.
We'll have to ask him.
Yeah, but he's super on point with the way he talks about jerseys,
Yeah.
and that's why I gave him the assignment. So like that was a really cool piece. But I wanted to get your guys' thoughts overall. And we can go into some of our favorites. We can talk about the LA kits, but as a whole, 1 through 30, like how did you feel about the new releases this year?
Oh, I enjoyed them. There was a lot of simple but classy looks, which I enjoy. You guys know how like the if you can make simple look great, that's amazing in my eyes. There was some that would. I didn't read the I didn't want to read the descriptions because that always gives me like the Tina Turners. Like I don't want to give just because I like the storyline. I don't want to
Sure.
like the jersey, but most of the jerseys I enjoy more than I did not enjoy.
Okay, yeah.
I think there was a variety of like simple, minimal. I thought there was a few of them that I was like, I feel like this is like within Julio's category, and there was more that were like a bit more splashy, it had a little bit more of a design, and then there was others that had more meaning and like way more graphics, and I think some worked well, some were just like questionable. But they tried. It's different. And I think we're seeing a small evolution of the intention that's being put behind it.
But if you see the jerseys that my jerseys are our favorite, I think y'all be surprised.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get into that too. But Bridge, you said they tried, and I think that's key because going back to, I think it was 2020, was the MLS 25th anniversary season. And they did, this is pre-COVID, they did, right before the season ended, the season was cut short. They did like a whole fashion show for the 25th anniversary jerseys. And the majority of them had the same template and they looked the same. And it was like, you know, the San Jose Earthquakes was just a white shirt with blue stripes and yellow details. That compared to, you know, let's say FC Dallas. It was the same exact jersey, just with the slight details, right? And there wasn't very many switches in design cues. There weren't little details that were different here and there. So it was the same template, right? And that was like maybe the third year in a row where it was like, okay, like it looks like they're mailing in these designs. And we were very critical about that on the site at the time. This is before we were doing the podcast, so we didn't really have a chance to vent it out, you know, vocally. But I was typing very, you know, furiously.
I am appalled.
Yeah, I was getting it out there. I was making my feelings known. But I think it means a lot that the last few years, especially, MLS has done a very good job of front to back trying and making a story, because it's hard to tell a story through a jersey.
Yeah.
And you can only tell, this ties to the city's roots so many times, right? There's only so many times you can kind of respin that story, right? So I think even the simple designs this year, there's details that elevate them to the top, right? Because a simple jersey by itself is not bad, but there's like certain things that separate plain from simple, right? So I think they did a really good job with the more, you know, basic looks to make it not basic. And, you know, they took big swings and they connected on a few and they missed on a few. I can live with that. I live with that all day. What I don't like to see is, this is just, you know, the classic Adidas template with a logo and a sponsor, you know, like that to me is, you know, unacceptable. And we didn't get that this year. So shout out to them. And I think, as a whole, MLS, the jersey designs, I was comparing it to some of the European leagues. I mean, we hold up. Like, we're not getting the full slate that, like the EPL, they'll get a new home, away third, and maybe even fourth in some cases. We only get one jersey. But I think that frees up, you know, the designers. It puts less pressure on them. Like, they don't need to create 4 new kits for a team, you know, each year. So I do think it's a little confusing, though, that some teams got home jerseys and some teams got away jerseys. Yeah. Like, it should be like every team gets a home jersey this year, every team gets an away jersey this year. Because when I was looking at the designs, I'm like, I don't know if that can't be Atlanta United's home jersey. You know what I mean? Like,
but don't they do like every other year they do homes?
Every other year they switch, but every team switches. So like Atlanta United got a new away jersey, and LAFC and LA Galaxy got new home jerseys. Same with Seattle got a new home jersey.
Austin got an away jersey.
So it's like teams go back and forth as to which.
I thought that was Austin's new home jersey.
No,
I don't think so.
The mint green is the away.
Yeah, because
they kept the one from last year.
Yeah,
because like I feel like it was like just regular like the home jersey. They just made it mint.
Yeah. No, I think they kept the same theme. They just changed up the colors a little bit. But what were some of your guys' specific favorites? Well, like maybe top 3. Let's name our top 3. Julio, you want to go first?
Yeah, I can go. The Atlanta United, it was just class.
Yeah.
A tier of its own.
Yeah.
I think that's my favorite jersey out of all of them. I'm not gonna lie. At 2, I'll put that Seattle Sounders and the Portland Timbers. I really enjoyed both, especially the Portland Timbers one. How the Bank of America like logo in the middle of the jersey just flows with the jersey. Usually the sponsor sometimes takes away from the jersey.
Yeah.
But it just flowed in. And then I like Real Salt Lake just because Real Salt Lake's and DC United's jerseys, because it reminded me of old MLS.
Right.
So those are the jerseys that I enjoyed the most.
So I said name 3 and you gave 5.
I know, but
that's okay.
No, but I put 1, then 2 2s,
right,
and 2 3s.
2 2s, fam.
2 2's my word, fam. I just couldn't choose. Like,
that's the Krosky, man.
Was Atlanta's new?
Atlanta's away jersey
is new.
That's the one that's inspired by the '96 Olympics, and they have like the gold medal looking.
That's what it is. I didn't read none of this.
Yeah.
He don't even know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
No, I just enjoyed it. I like the green, the white with
the greens. Well, so to your point, Julio, it looks good on its own.
Yeah.
And then when you hear the backstory, it makes it a lot better.
Brings
it's
it
like,
all
oh,
together.
like, you know, this makes sense. Whereas sometimes it's like, what's going on here? And then you read the design and it's like, okay, I can kind of see like
but
what
then
they
you're
were
mad
trying to
because
do.
it's just like, why do I have to read about it to understand?
Exactly. That's the point.
Yeah.
So like you mentioned Tina Turner.
Yeah.
Like St. Louis.
St. Louis.
I think it's really cool that they made a jersey in like honor of Tina, like an icon, Tina Turner. But if I look at that jersey without knowing it's a Tina Turner jersey, and it's probably pretty hard, like unless you put her face on there, or like her crazy hair, you know, like that. I don't know, like it's hard. It's hard to do, but like San Jose did a good job with Grateful Dead. That looks like a Grateful Dead shirt. Jimi Hendrix a few years back with Seattle. That doesn't really look like a Jimi Hendrix shirt, but the design is cool. And then it's like, oh, Purple Haze. Like I can see that. So it's hard to do. It's not an easy. I don't envy the designers at all. But they tried. So like, you know, hats off to them.
I think my top 3, I'll say, we talked about it one already, but Austin's away kit.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of mint green. I love like the subtleness, and it was like, it pops without being too much. And it ties back to like their roots and like being connected to nature. Sure. So I really like that one. It was like simple, but really cute. And then my other one was Philadelphia Union.
Yeah, that one was really cool. Really cool.
And that's exactly like to the point of what you're talking about. Like it's really hard to give a story and context and represent the city without doing too much. And that one I think does just enough. Like any more, it could have been like too much. But the design, the concept behind it, they represent, you know, the origins of like the city really well. They provide history and culture, and it looks well. Like the graphics behind it, it's very like it ties in, it flows well, and it doesn't like stand out compared to everything that's on top as well. So I really like that one. I thought it was as I was reading like the context behind it. So like the Philadelphia, they did it in recognition of 1776 and the Declaration of Independence.
And then this year's like the 250th year of the nation. And
then also bringing the World Cup to the U.S. and kind of like honoring what the U.S. means and represents and pride in patriotism. But in my head, I'm like, it would have been so cool if they actually did like marketing behind it to where like they had the guys in like the old white wigs
and
like signing
and, like,
with like
pants.
feather pants. That would have been hella
had like
funny.
Kevon Sullivan doing like John Hancock, like on the
giving like those short pants, just like
with
standing,
the stockings and all
then the jersey tucked in. That would have been
funny, dude.
that look he would have ate, man.
With the dressing shoes and the long white
Right,
socks.
exactly.
Fire.
Yeah.
That would have been kind of hard.
That would have been funny. Maybe you just made it. You just ruined their idea, and
ruined,
they're gonna have the whole rollout. But
you know,
it's too late now. Like
maybe,
they had their chance to do it.
They have the opportunity, and of course, my last one. I don't even have to explain why. It's just the way it looks. It gives it all. But LAFC's home kit is absolutely amazing. The representation, the honoring the architecture and the Art Deco to LA and downtown. I just think that it's a beautiful jersey and it speaks for itself.
Yeah. Those are good three. So my 3, like the top 2, like for me, like on their own level were Seattle and Atlanta. Like those 2, like when I was looking through them, like it was evident that those are the 2 best designs. Seattle's been just doing an incredible job over the last few years. Their away jersey from last year, they have the best jerseys hands down in the league this year. I really like their old jersey that this one's replacing, that ushered in the new branding, the new logo and everything like that. But this one somehow made that one better. Simple, but the cuff details, on the neck and the sleeves are it just looks great. And it's in that kind of iconic Seattle green where it's not the same shade as like the Clint Dempsey days, but you see a Seattle jersey and it looks like you don't need a logo on that jersey to like, that's got to be Seattle, and that's something that I think some MLS teams suffer from, where it's like you take the jersey or the crest away, and I don't know if that's Real Salt Lake or FC Dallas or maybe even Colorado. the home jersey should 100% do that. Like, you take away a Real Madrid jersey. Real Madrid has a classic look to all their jerseys. Yeah. LA Galaxy, the sash, we'll talk about that one. That looks like an LA Galaxy kit. This one looks like a Sounders jersey. And then the Atlanta one is just, it just looks awesome. Like, it's really cool color scheme, the pattern, and then tied into 96 in Atlanta. Really cool stuff. So I had a couple of honorable mentions. You mentioned the Philly kit, the DC United jersey, but I really like that Inter Miami, the blackout kit.
Yeah,
I think that's just like a super clean design. It has
it
the
better.
collar.
Yeah.
Not that much of a change from last year's home jersey, where they kind of had like the two-tone black, but it just like
it
all
pops
black,
better,
like an all black jersey with the pink highlight. To me, that looks really cool, and it's just like super simple, but it's striking. And I mean, you could say this is like messy, quote unquote glaze, but I don't know, dude. It looks really cool. I don't know. They'll probably wear their pink jersey
since they're away.
Well, the pink is their home, but because LAFC will be wearing the black jerseys, they'll for sure be wearing the pink. Yeah. Just a contrast, but
right, because they have to do whatever home.
Yeah,
home
exactly.
advantage for LA.
I also you got your 3 already. Also.
Yeah. You go ahead.
I also like the Montreal jersey.
I did not like that one.
Yeah, the white with the blue.
The white with the blue stripes. That one I did not like that one at all.
And the New York FC like
NYCFC.
Yeah,
that one was really cool too.
Fire like
yeah.
It's a solid collar, but you can still see all the details that it has.
Yeah.
But I why didn't you like the? I think it was sick. Like the stripes going down, like kind of like fading away, then going
the
back.
Dots?
It was a little too busy for me, and overall the design. I think that to me that one might have been my least favorite actually.
What?
That one looked kind of like an AYSO type jersey. That one is like the most like amateurish looking jersey.
No,
I think I'm being a little bit harsh there, but if I were to have, that's my biggest criticism about it. Like I said earlier, like they went for something. They tried to do something a little bit different. It didn't work because it's like half stripes, half sash. Like I don't know, it just didn't work for me. I don't know.
Because the thing is like it's like the polka dot.
It's like fade. It
yeah,
fades
like
in and
that's
out.
why I enjoy. I thought it was good.
It caught my eyes too.
Yeah.
So you're not alone. Like
Right.
I appreciated it.
It's a polarizing
You
look.
can wear it at
Yeah.
the golf course.
Maybe, I don't know. I can wear anything at the golf course. I'll make anything look good.
Oh God.
Not white anymore. Come out all dirty.
I thought it was a good one. I
Okay.
thought that one was nice too. There was another one that I was gonna mention. Oh, the Portland one was nice too.
Yeah.
I like that.
I love the design of the Portland jersey. The shade of green or yellow.
I like
the away kit.
The away kit. I don't know. Like it's weird. It's a weird. I might have to see it in person. I've never seen a jersey that color before.
I'm telling you, even the Bank of America like sponsorship, it just all blends well. Like
the design looks great.
Yeah.
I love the design. It almost kind of reminds me of the LAFC jersey a little bit, where it kind of has like kind of Art Deco style. But I don't know. Like I would have to see that one in person because the shade is it's like puzzling to me.
It's crazy how like the loud green colors are like probably like my favorite MLS jerseys.
Yeah, Over the years, that's been like those are the most.
They made it
ones.
look good. Even DC United's jersey, it reminds me of old DC United. I wish they will play a little bit more on nostalgia, like the Galaxy does with their jerseys. Like if they get an all white jersey with the three stripes going across
that's
under
an
the
iconic
chest.
look, dude.
Yeah,
the one that you have. You have
yeah,
that jersey,
I have
right?
that jersey.
Yeah.
So I wish DC United did a little better job in that. Because even though they've not been the club, they started off as one of the powerhouses of MLS, they should play with that because it brings me back to the Echeverri, Raul Diaz Arce, Pope,
John
Arcs. So I wish they would play a little bit more nostalgia like Real Salt Lake did this year. So even Chicago Fire, the
Chicago Fire one looks great. That's a great jersey. That's a great looking one too.
Yeah, it reminds me like when Cuauhtemoc Blanco played for Chicago Fire.
Yeah. Because that's an iconic look, and that's something that you look at that's a Chicago Fire jersey, right? And so Matthew Doyle, who's a MLS writer, he wrote something in his newsletter I was reading, and he said something like, every team should have an identity.
Yes.
Especially with the home kit. Like the biggest teams in the world, like you look at a AC Milan shirt, automatically, I know that's an AC Milan shirt. Look at I mentioned earlier, Real Madrid jersey. That's a Real Madrid jersey, hands down. FC Barcelona, that's like iconic. Like you any shirt that has red and blue stripes, automatically you're gonna think Barcelona, even though it could be FC Dallas over here, right? Even though they do the hoops instead of the stripes. But I think, especially a team or a league that's building identity with like newer teams, they can establish that like look. Like Charlotte, I think, has done a pretty good job of nailing that down with their powder blue.
Sick too.
So not trying to go too wild on the home kit design, and then on the away, and then if you get a third jersey, then you can kind of play with things, but making it like, this is what a Philadelphia Union jersey looks like. This is what a Houston Dynamo jersey looks like. You know what I mean? Like, so like, I think that's a big thing of establishing identity, especially in a league with newer teams like MLS.
Are they counting this season as a 30th year season?
31st. Last year was the 30th. They didn't really do much for the 30th.
I wish they would have just like the OG teams, like the Galaxies, the DC United. They go back to had the original kits.
So they did those like kind of retro jerseys last year. The third kit last year, but it was only a handful of teams. I think that it was the teams that made the playoffs or something like that. I don't remember how they got selected, but it was like Minnesota got one, Columbus got one. Did LAFC get one?
The retro kit?
That was 2 years ago.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. The LA Aztecs looking one. That was 2 years ago with Portland and Galaxy got one too.
I feel like the OG, like the founding fathers of
right,
the league.
And so a lot of people
thought
lot of people thought that was going to be the case. But last year, I think Charlotte got one. Like a lot of the newer teams got like these kind of like retro looking jerseys, which doesn't really make sense if you're like Charlotte was founded like 2019 was their inaugural season, something like that, 2020 maybe, or no, 21 I think. Anyways, it's weird, and I think you're not alone in, like, you didn't even remember what the 30th season was.
Honestly, because it was 96, I thought this was the 30th
Right,
season.
Yeah. So technically, because 96 was the first season that counts as
95, 96.
This year's like their 30-year anniversary, but last year was their 30th season. And they did a few things here and there, but they didn't maybe do as much as, like for the 25th, they did a bunch. I guess 25th is like, quarter century, a little bit bigger than 30, but
Miami has to have like a third kit that had Miami Fusion-esque.
Oh,
sick.
Yeah, that would be. But yeah, so what about let's go into the LA jerseys, because Bridge, you had LAFCs in your top 3. Julio, what do you think about LAFC's jersey?
The LAFC jersey, it's cool. I don't know how much, like the story behind it is amazing. I don't know what more they can do with the black and gold. I wish it was a little bit more plain. I just don't like the gold.
A little too much on the flash for the gold Art Deco design. Yeah. I in some lights it looks a little busy. When I first saw the leaks, it made it even more busy, like the design. But when it's subtle, it looks really good, and it kind of reminds me. Not the last home kit, but the one before that had the centered crest. That was like a super Art Deco design that was kind of polarizing, and I didn't like it at first, and it grew on me. And by the end of that jersey's lifespan, I was like, oh, that's a pretty good jersey actually. And then last year's the previous home jersey, the pinstripes, that's like classic. That's that is an LA. That's like the essence of what LAFC jerseys should look like. This one, I mean, they have to switch things up a little bit, and I think they did a pretty good job. We're gonna see it in person more often, and
I think once you see it in person,
it's gonna be. I've seen it.
It's gonna be one of the highest selling jerseys of any team in the league with Sun, and I already know those jerseys are going like hotcakes. Like, so we're gonna see those a lot in person. So I'll save my full judgment. I do like the design and the story behind the design, and it looks good. I see what you're saying, Julio. Though, like the gold can be a little bit gaudy, and. Like almost like an Ed Hardy-ish, way, but like for better and for worse too. It's like in some instances I look at it, I'm like, dude, that's a really good looking shirt, and then sometimes I look at it and be like, it's a little bit busy. I don't know how to feel about it.
Out of all the LAFC jerseys they've had, this might not be like my least favorite. And they've all been amazing. Like going back to the YouTube, has the white with the great accent. I think this is probably the only one that I've not enjoyed.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Even like the gold, like that almost yellow, plain yellow one. Did you like that one? The flex. It was like one of the first flexes.
Yeah.
I didn't. That's my least favorite LAFC jersey. But this one, I mean, it looks like an LAFC kit.
I like that one.
You like that one?
I love that one.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. And like had like the kind of like the tape,
black.
the thick
Yeah.
tape on
I really
on.
like that
I
one.
enjoyed. I
Really?
have that one
That
at
was a
home
good
right
one.
now.
I know you. I know. You have that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen you wear that one. And that one to me, like, it looks like a warm-up shirt.
I bought every LAFC jersey since creation. No,
Yeah.
the only one I don't have is the original away, the white and gray one.
Oh yeah.
But I enjoyed that one too. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
like,
that one looked pretty good.
even the green one. The green one.
I like the
Oh,
green one.
The
one's
1907 LA Aztecs.
Even the third kit blue was hard.
Yeah.
And then there was like a pink one.
Oh, those like the
Those-
warm-ups.
yeah.
The
I
warm-up.
have that
yeah.
too.
The pink one is
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, the
But
pink
so
one's nice.
that's a warm-up jersey.
Was it?
And that one looks like the yellow away jersey. They look kind of similar. And I don't know, like I wanted it to have like a little bit more like a soccer jersey feel to it.
The yellow was even tapered right here.
Yeah.
amazing.
Like it
Had, like,
looks,
Los Angeles.
Yeah.
it looks okay. It looks good, but not as like as
Not
a
your
jersey.
favorite.
It's it doesn't look like a jersey. It looks like
Okay.
so that was my criticism for that one. But anyways, and this was where I was gonna move into the LA Galaxy shirt. I have kind of the similar thought to it where. It does its job. It looks like an LA Galaxy shirt. This is a classic LA Galaxy design. But number one, personal bias. The sash design doesn't really do it for me.
Me neither.
Like even like the River Plate sash, or like the Sounders would do a sash back in the day. The Revs had a sash back in the day. Of all like the classic jersey elements, where there's the stripes or the hoops or the collar, like the sash to me is it just looks awkward to me, and then the way it stops for the sponsor is kind of weird. So a lot of Galaxy fans like this shirt because it's classic LA Galaxy.
But it's like early 2000s, like Galaxy jersey.
Yeah, and they've played around with the sash like in previous editions. They've like their old home kit had a sash on it, and it was like kind of a more subtle sash, but it's like PSG, right? PSG has that center stripe going down. That to me is a really, iconic look, and it's an elegant design. The sash is, I don't know, it just, it's not the same. It looks a little bit awkward to me. But in terms of like looking like an LA Galaxy kit, it gets the job done.
The first miss LA Galaxy has had in the last 5 years. I have enjoyed all their jerseys.
They've had
their city
really
jersey,
good, really
even
good
the
releases.
bootleg Kobe Laker jersey. Like they have not missed. But yeah, like even like it stops midway to put the spot. It's for sure. It gives you all the Galaxy vibes. So if you're a true fan, it gives you that nostalgia as well. But I just didn't enjoy it as much as that green LA City jersey that they had. So
that one was really
fire.
Cool. Yeah.
It gets the job done.
Yeah. But
shout out to Galaxy because they did that. That is not for us. That is for like the actual Galaxy fans, and because all the Galaxy fans,
they love it.
I've seen it, different comments, all the Galaxy content creators, they love it. But because that jersey's, man.
It does the job.
Yeah,
It gives them something that connects to their audience, to their fans. And if they like it, they're the ones buying it.
Yeah, they're the ones buying it. So, they did the job right for their fans. So, shout out to the Galaxy for listening to their fans.
Right.
Because they all enjoyed it.
Yeah. Okay. Any other jersey thoughts before we move on to our hot take section for the week?
No, just looking forward to the NWSL.
MLS.
Yeah, Angel City teased
saw that little teaser?
their kit release. So hopefully
that was good.
Yeah.
That was a good little teaser. I like that.
Yeah, it got me intrigued.
I'm like,
it caught my
ooh.
attention. Yeah. So
Any MLS team wants to send us jerseys.
Little unboxing vibes.
Yeah. We haven't done one of those
In a
so
while.
Yeah.
Look at your emails, Ramsey.
Yeah, I know. This is my fault. That's me. I gotta pick things up. No, I didn't check my spam. I checked my spam the other day, and it was like podcast. I was like, oh. Most of it was trash, though. It was all garbage. It was
We're
scams.
not clicking no links.
No, we don't want to
links.
interview your high school coach.
Yeah.
We have Brigitte here, and we are over it.
I'm the only high school coach allowed.
Yeah. Anyway, so hot take section of the week. Racism, not good. Is that a hot take?
How is this a hot take?
Yeah, it feels like it is. if you missed it, Vinicius Jr. playing in the Champions League scored a goal against Benfica, goes to celebrate, and lo and behold, gets accosted, not accosted, but like verbally taunted by an opposing player on Benfica, allegedly called a monkey under the shirt. So he lifted his shirt over his mouth so you couldn't read what he was saying, and went directly up to Vinicius, said what he said. And, you know, obviously there's a big, hoopla around after the game. Like Vini was pointing to the refs. Everybody's pointing to the refs. The press conferences after the game were wild. But I don't know, man. Like I feel like this is
ongoing topic, especially in European soccer. I saw Mourinho say if he never danced, he after scoring the goal, this would have never happened to him. But that's dumb. We all remember Ronaldinho scoring goals and doing his signature dance celebration. We've seen Marcelo,
and then we've seen Mourinho freaking celebrate on the sideline like a madman. And like it was that, to me, that was the worst comment of them all
ever. Yeah.
And the way that he blamed Vini for that, and he said like this is a repeat offender. It's always something with him. It should be like that. That to me is suspect. That it's always the same guy in different stadiums. Like, bro, like you call yourself the special one, and you're telling him to dial it back. To me, that was kind of weird. And just the reaction of, like, I get Vinicius is a polarizing player, but like I was kind of surprised at how like two-sided this conversation was.
Especially coming from Mourinho, a person that tells his players all the time, like, hey, it's a mental game. Do little dirty fouls, do little things to get the other team out of the game. Like beat him without playing, beat him playing dirty, doing all the little things to get them mad, waste time. So a coach that coaches that, to be like, I'm like, oh my God, they shouldn't have done that. You danced. That's why he got everybody mad. No, like you have most of the team. Your teams are all known for taunting and like doing the dirty work. Yeah. So it was messed up. And shout out to CBS Golazo. Like I seen that they said like, we nobody really knows what he said, but nobody's covering their mouth to say something nice.
Yeah, like the fact that he had premeditatedly, he knew what he was doing. And he introduced like, no, I didn't say that. Like you could say, but multiple people said like Kylian Mbappe was very candid in his post-game conference saying that he heard it directly from his mouth, saying that, you know, he should be banned. He shouldn't play in the Champions League again. It's like, come on,
I just don't think that Vini, Mbappe, and anyone else that was there on the Madrid side would be causing such a reason to be heard if it was something as subtle as like a bad word. Like no, this was like a slur. This was definitely something that made Vini feel judged and based on who he is as a person and what he looks like. And like Mourinho trying to blame Vini for what he did to deserve the action that came from his player is insane to me. And like, you're just trying to tell us like, oh, so we can tolerate that kind of behavior, but you have to think about why you deserved it. That's kind of crazy to me. Like anyone, anywhere in the world, any player.
It doesn't matter what you did. Like
not just that, but it's like we see so many people celebrate. Like look at all the Colombians that do their dance. Like James is always dancing, the celebration, everyone's always doing something to celebrate their goals. Like there's no reason why someone deserves to be called out and then to be blamed for dancing. I just feel like dancing is an excuse to the real situation in this.
And it's a deflection.
It's a deflection for sure. And I think to me, I love to see the outpour of support on Vini's behalf. Like everyone's saying like, baila Vini, baila. And like, there's a lot of people, players, brands like supporting him. And I also think it's kind of insane that there's so many people trying to find blame to his actions or trying to say like, well, he's always been that kind of player that causes drama or he's always doing something to catch attention and he's immature. It's like, there's no reason why we should be talking about Vini so much as to why he was the problem in this, when really it's like, let's look at the actions of the player from Benfica and like, let's look at his past actions as well. And like, why are we not talking about how we shouldn't be tolerating his actions and how we shouldn't be tolerating his behavior. Like, why are we not talking about his responsibility in the situation? Why are we putting so much focus on Vini?
Yeah.
And he is a big player and he is famous and he deserves all the support, but also, like, let's not put all the pressure on him. Like, let's put the pressure also on the player. The pressure's
being put on the wrong person.
Yeah, exactly. And to me, that's just like, we're taking away from holding the player accountable. Yeah. And I saw that there was a past, like, history of his where this isn't the first time that he has, like, altercations with Brazilian players. Like, there was a situation, I think, when he was playing, I forgot with who, but it was like a Brazilian team, and he got into an altercation as well.
Has he got that little man syndrome or something like
probably.
that? Probably. Yeah.
And I mean, it doesn't help that he is a Portuguese descent, and we know, the history with Portuguese and
is he Portuguese or Argentinian?
Oh, sorry. He's playing for a Portuguese team.
Yeah.
He's Argentinian descent. Yeah. It just doesn't fit. It's just like adding to too much of
layers.
Yeah, to the layers behind where we see a lot of this racism come from, the discrimination come from, and like how it's tolerated in certain places and it's not spoken against. And then the worst part of the situation is how you see the audience kind of ripple off of the negativity. And I don't know if you guys saw, but there was like fans after the game continued, like where they were mocking and mimicking monkey sounds and trying to just, be negative towards Vini. And I just don't think that that's like, as players on the field, as people who have all these eyes watching, like, you should be doing better. And it doesn't matter what he said under his shirt. I mean, it does matter, but it doesn't. The fact that he had to put his shirt over his mouth to say something, regardless of what you said, like, we're watching you do that, you're clearly not doing something right.
Right. Yeah.
And then, like, Mourinho's not a dumb person. He knows what he's doing. He knows how, like, because I'm not even gonna lie. My first thought when all this happened was like, Vini being Vini again. But like seeing I think what changed my mind was like seeing Mbappe's reaction to the whole thing. Like, he's screaming at the guy like, you're a effing racist. You're a effing racist. And like knowing how the public sees Vini, how like everybody sees him like, oh, he's crying over nothing again. He's doing this over nothing. So Mourinho's knowing like some of the public sees Vini like that, so he throws that out there. So the blame could be thrown at Vini, opposed to be like, hey, you know what? My player messed up. It's a heated battle. Some stuff says just because they're mad.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you could make that argument. But he lifted his shirt, like it wasn't like something that just slipped out of his mouth.
There's no reason to any reason for it to happen. But I'm saying instead of like see how you can correct your player's action, opposed to like knowing you know how the public sees Vini.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, all right, let me throw fuel to the fire so everybody can like, Vini being Vini, opposed to like my player, take responsibility for your player, opposed to like putting the blame back on Vini, because you know how people already see him. So if you throw that out there, people are gonna be like, hey, like, nah, Vini, it's always him. Why is it always him?
Right.
Yeah.
So and even I heard Chilaver, Paraguayan goalkeeper, that historic goalkeeper, one of the highest scoring goalies ever, talk about how like, hey, why Vini's always crying. It's always Vini, and like you can't even take Mbappe because of his lifestyle choices. You can't even take him serious. So like seeing players talk that disgustingly about people that are in the same trade, knowing how hard it can be for some of these black players playing in these European racist countries, it's just messed up.
Yeah, and this is the conversation that has been had. Going back, like, I remember
the first time it happened to Vini, we had this conversation.
Well, yeah, but even way before that, like, do you remember Nike had those like wristbands? There was like a white and a black wristband, and it was like kind of like one of those like one of the, the Pepsi commercial where like it supposedly ended racism. It was like one of those things. This was like when I was in like 5th grade. I remember because 5th grade, like, those Livestrong wristbands were like the big thing, and
shout out to that fraud, them Livestrong.
Yeah, exactly. And that turned out really well too. But I wanted like all the wristbands I could. There's a picture of me when I was a kid, dude. Freaking I was like up to my. It was crazy.
All
like
the colors?
it's embarrassing, dude. Yeah, but anyways, I saw those, and this was before I was a soccer fan. There's Thierry Henry, and I was like, oh, dude, those are sick. Like, this is like going back like 20 plus years that were, I mean, and even before that, like, and nothing, like, it's always, you know, oh, you know, we shouldn't do this, we shouldn't do that, and like some like, you know, like you know, warm-hearted, like, let's all come together and, you know, hold hands and all this stuff, but like nothing ever really, it doesn't feel like it changes. I don't know if they're going to like increase punishments. Like, it feels like everybody gets just like, you know, left with a slap on the wrist, and then we just keep moving on. And I don't know, like, it just feels like this is a cycle that just keeps coming back.
And we've seen so many of our content creator friends put content out there already about the situation from the very day that it happened, and they've continued. Like, we've seen Five-A-Side and Wavy Footy. We've seen Elijah like put out just like clips and videos about how this is an ongoing issue and how racism just doesn't leave, you know, on or off the pitch. And it's very surface level, what you're talking about, right? Like, just having the banners and like the ads and like the logos and the graphics of like saying no to racism, right? But it's like, where's the accountability? And then you see it exactly in Mourinho's actions. Like, as a coach, I'm not saying believe everything, but I'm saying where is the accountability as a coach to your players' actions, regardless of what he said or didn't say?
Or before
why
making a
are
comment.
you trying to blame Vini?
Player,
Why are you trying to minimize the impact that situation had on the victim? You that's not your job. You're not supposed to tell someone, hey, maybe if you didn't act this way, they wouldn't call you out. Like, no, you're not even his coach. Like, let him be and go talk and say, like, look, that situation was wrong on both ends, and it wasn't okay for my player to act the way that he did. Instead, he goes, like, yeah, you know, I told Vini, like, maybe if you didn't dance, you wouldn't get. So it's just like, that just goes to show, like, what kind of accountability, what are you teaching your players? How are you leading as a coach to provide some sort of leadership that allows the team that's being watched by so many people to do what's right and to learn how to do things right, and like maybe to just be more accountable and like be more educated?
Or before even saying a comment, like, just be like, you know what, let me talk to my player. I do not know what was said in the field. Before I make any comments or say anything that can go either side, let me figure what happened first, opposed to going straight into like Vinicius, like, do better, stop dancing. Like, when celebrating is part of the sport as well.
And he scored a banger too.
It was a banger.
Yeah, it was a banger. You have the right to do that. Yeah, I mean, he'll be celebrating like that, and kudos to him. He hasn't stopped. It hasn't affected his game. I'm not the biggest fan of Vinicius. Like, I'm not a Real Madrid fan, but the fact that he's not really let seemingly it affect his game. I know it's affected him as a person, but like to not affect his game, like, you know, he's one of the top players in the world and continues to be. And I know that he's gonna, you know, stay on that trajectory too. So, you know, shouts to him, and you know, I don't think it'll have that big of an effect on him from a game perspective, but just to have to continuously deal with this stuff, I mean, you know, it's got to be so tiring.
And I think there has to be a mind change in these European countries, because they don't see what they're doing sometimes, just because it's so deep rooted in their culture. It's like you'll see chants that they say, and they think it's just banter, but like they're crossing the line that they shouldn't be crossing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, on that bright note, this has been another episode of the Urban Pitch Podcast. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to get going for you? Yeah.
No, that's it.
Yeah, we got more stuff coming, so stay tapped in. MLS season is starting this weekend. It'll have already started by the time this episode airs, so we got a lot of exciting stuff coming up.
T-Mobile, send me that Tuesday.
Yeah. Bro, I just got hit.
MLS pass.
I just got hit with the MLS season pass charge. I was like, yo,
Dude,
I thought it was spam at first.
I canceled it already. I canceled it once the season's over. Went to Apple, and I was like,
I'm out.
Stop this.
Well, anyways, this has been another episode of the Urban Pitch Podcast, The Beautiful Game of Life, part of the Believe Network. Keep it tapped in. We got more stuff coming. But for Julio Monterosa, Brigitte Flores, I'm Ramsey Abushala. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
We out.